Happy Tunisian Tuesday, you all. It is part 2, and this week we are going to learn the right twist staggered columns stitch pattern or block. If you're following along with us and making the Ruana, you're going to make 12 of this block. And if you have already learned the right twist column stitch, there is a video here on the channel. If you have not, this is a variation of that stitch. So, to make this stitch pattern, you're only going to want to cast on an odd number of stitches to follow along with the way it's written. I'm doing 21 because that's what we're doing for the Ruana. And as is so frequently the case here on MVT Creates, I want to do my first row in Tunisian simple stitch, and I want to work in the back or the bump of the chain rather than the front or the V. So remember, for Tunisian, on the forward pass, we're putting loops on the hook. On the return pass, we're taking loops off the hook. So I'm inserting my hook front to back in the back bump of the chain, yarn over from back to front, draw it through, and leave it. So every time I go into a chain, I'm adding a stitch. We started with chain 21. And while we did begin in the second chain from hook, we also had a working loop live on there, and that does count. So at the end, when we have gone through all of the requisite bumps, we're going to have the same number of loops on our hook as chains that we started with, and in this case, it's going to be 21. All right, and let's do a quick review of the standard return, which is the one we're going to use for this stitch. For the standard return in Tunisian crochet, you're going to yarn over and draw through 1 or chain 1, however that makes sense in your brain to remember it. And then we're going to yarn over and draw through 2 until we get to the very end, and there is only 1 working loop left on the hook. So far, basically what you're doing is doing a row of Tunisian simple stitch. And the reason is, no matter what kind of fancy stitch pattern you want to do, you have to have a row to work into because each row of Tunisian crochet is worked into the row before. So you have to start somewhere, and most Tunisian stitch patterns start with a row of Tunisian simple stitch. All right. Because we're doing the standard return, only the forward passes are written out in the pattern on the blog. Once again, you can click over and get the whole Ruana pattern if it is after November 4th and all 4 sections have dropped, or you can just go over and learn this stitch pattern on a different post. So, for row 2 forward, it says TSSRT 9 times. So that's Tunisian simple stitch. We're going to go right to left through the vertical bar in the front, yarn over and draw it up, and right twist. So I'm right-handed, and normally when I do Tunisian crochet, I do right to left. For the right twist, we're going to go from left to right. Yarn over and draw up a loop, and pull it through just the stitch. So you can see, there's my Tunisian simple stitch, and the vertical bar is straight up and down. Here's my right twist stitch, and you can see that the stitch is slanting to the right. So we're going to go all the way across. Tunisian simple stitch, right twist, Tunisian simple stitch, right twist. And you're going to do this until you get to the very end, and you will have 2 stitches remaining. And I will meet you back here and show you what to do with them. We are at the end of the row, and as promised, we have 2 stitches left. We're going to Tunisian simple stitch in the first one, and in the last one I'm going to make an edge stitch. Now this is how I like to address the left-hand side of my Tunisian crochet projects. I'm going to go under the vertical bar as if to Tunisian simple stitch, but I'm also going under the strand right behind it. So instead of having 1 strand on top of my hook, I have 2, and I'm going to yarn over and draw through both of them. That's going to give me my that's going to give me my 21st working loop, and I'll show you more in a little bit, but what I get is a much neater side edge using an edge stitch than I would if I was just doing a regular simple stitch or any other kind of stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and do my standard return. Yarn over, draw through 1 or chain 1, and then yarn over, draw through 2 until only 1 working loop remains. Now, if this part looks like a little bit familiar to you, that's because so far we are setting up our piece the exact same way that we did the right twist stitch in columns. So it's the next row, row 3 forward, where the magic happens. For row 3 forward, we're going to begin with a Tunisian simple stitch. And now we're going to do the repeat we did before, which is Tunisian simple stitch, right twist, Tunisian simple stitch, right twist, etc. to the end of the row. And this time there'll only be 1 stitch remaining at the end. What this does, by adding the extra Tunisian simple stitch at the beginning, which is this one right here, it staggers the twist stitch. So instead of getting vertical columns like we did last week, we're going to get almost a checkerboard effect. Now you can see immediately if you've set it up correctly, because I don't see columns, I see these little checkerboards. So Tunisian simple stitch, right twist, just like we did before, except we threw that extra Tunisian simple stitch in at the beginning so that they are staggered. And I will meet you at the end of this row and we can take a look. When we get here to the end, we've only got 1 stitch left, and I'm going to do my edge stitch again. Remember, I'm going to grab that vertical bar and I'm going to go under it like I would for a Tunisian simple stitch, but I'm also going to grab the strand behind it. And that first one that we did earlier can be a little bit fiddly. These tend to lay a little nicer. So there we are with row 3 forward. You can see my staggered pattern is beginning to develop. I'm going to put a standard return now, and then I'm going to put on a few more rows, and then I'm going to come back and talk to you about ending off. And I meant to say, to get the stitch pattern, what you're going to do is repeat rows 2 and 3 over and over again. So the next row is a row 2, the one after is row 3, then a row 2, then a row 3, etc., 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 until you get the piece to be as big as you want it to be. In the case of the Ruana, you're going to go until the work measures 7 inches. All right, here we have a bunch of rows done, and you can see that we get this sort of all over texture stitch. This is what it looks like on the wrong side. It looks a lot like it did last week. It's the front side that's different. And here is my nice neat edge that I'm getting by doing that edge stitch. Here's the front. And here is the side, which gives me an area if I want to stitch into that later, sew it into a seam, put in edging, whatever. I have this nice edging to work into. Just for comparison's sake, let's show it compared to the stitch we did last week. So this is the right twist in columns, and this is the right twist staggered. Same mechanics, completely different look. Now, every Tunisian stitch pattern that you do, that last row is going to be open because Tunisian crochet is built presuming that you will build 1 row upon the next. So we have to close this off, and I like to do it with a traditional slip stitch as opposed to a Tunisian slip stitch. But I like to orient my hook in the same way that I would if I was making the stitch, because it makes a neater edge. So I'm going to go ahead and traditional slip stitch, but I'm going in the first one as if to TSS, and because I'm doing a traditional slip stitch, I'm working the loop off that was on my hook. And the next one I'm going to twist, because that's the row that I would have been on if I was making another stitch. Next stitch, slip stitch, and you want to go nice and loose. You don't want it to pull tightly. And then my twist. So I'm going to go ahead and do this all the way across to close up my final row. All right, here we are with our nice, neat edging. And remember, I did my slip stitch in the orientation that I would have done if I was doing another Tunisian row, otherwise you get some big ugly gaps. And remember, if you want to make the Ruana, I will put the link to that pattern in the description below. And if you just want the stitch pattern written out, I'll put a link to that post too. Thanks so much for joining me for the second ever Tunisian Tuesday. I'll see you next week for Tunisian Tuesday Part 3.